self-assessment is all about interests, skills, and values. And what we're here to do is to try to see why those are important and how you can use them. Now, if your goal in life is just to, let us say, make a lot of money, that would be one goal that a person could have in pursuing a career. And that would be fine. There are lots of jobs that let you make a lot of money. If all you want to do, however, is to make a lot of money, you might not find that that's very satisfying, and it might not make you happy. Now, there probably are still some people out there who say, I don't care. I'd rather have the money. And at the outset of a career, that might be something that you'll decide you want to pursue. But self-assessment allows you to do a little bit more than that. And what it is also about is determining what some of those things are that you start with that can potentially allow you to achieve everything you might want. Not just the money, but also a satisfying and rewarding career, an enriched spiritual life perhaps, or just the simple enjoyment of going to work, coming home, getting up the next day and feeling good about it. Now, how can we determine, how can we figure out what our interests and values are and our skills? Everybody has at some point asked the question about, well, what am I going to do when I grow up? And that may be something that you may not have as much choice about as you think. In Duval County, for example, the school system pretty much tracks people into careers very, very early. If you are part of the magnet system and if you are enjoying some of the specialties that those schools allow, you have to make that decision pretty much by junior high school. So if you are tracked into an area, you may be very happy with it, but your first job for the summer or your first job out of high school may give you a chance to learn about some other kinds of things. Here's how we check on that. It's as simple and as low-tech as making a list. You list some of the things that you've achieved in your life, things you're proud of, things that represent a real accomplishment to you. You look at the things that you did in order to achieve those things. How did it come about? What kinds of qualities did that bring out in you? Were you especially diligent? Were you painstaking about something? Did you exhibit persistence in going out for that spot on the football team? So if you can list all of those things, you may not know the list that career counselors might use to identify those things, but a pattern will emerge, and it'll be about the things I just mentioned: diligence, being painstaking, being persevering. Maybe certain things aroused your intellectual curiosity, or if you have an artistic bent, it allowed you to express that. Those are the things you want to find out about and list so that you can help to determine your interests and the skills that those interests brought out. Now, you may also get some feedback, some very valuable feedback from teachers, guidance counselors. All of these people should be a part of your, the resources that you're bringing to finding out about your interests and skills and how other people perceive you. Sometimes you don't know, or you may not be aware of something, but a teacher may have seen something in you and said, that kid would make a really good teacher, or that kid would make a really great coach. The teacher sees something based on her experience. And if you could find out what some of those kinds of things are, you can factor them into your decision making. Now, if you have gone to college, college is a whole nother kind of experience. And a lot of the decision making is over by the time you select a major. Some schools let you have plenty of time selecting that major, and some schools rush you. One way or the other, you're not getting out of college without a major. So once you've determined what that is, career self-assessment comes in again, because the major is just your first steps within a field. And the possibilities within a given major may be limitless. They may be things that not only that are out there waiting for you that you may not know about or that you may know about, but one way or another, there may be things that you've created yourself. So again, you've got to ask some basic questions about yourself. If you majored in biology, well, let's take me for example. I majored in English because I liked books and I liked the study of literature. And somebody said to me once, you really ought to go into American studies because you really like history and you like filtering books through all of these other kinds of knowledge. So it's what you know about yourself. And that person, by the way, knew that I knew this about myself. Maybe he didn't know this about me, but I wanted to be a professor because I don't like 9-to-5 jobs. I don't want to do that. I just thought that would just be the most stifling thing imaginable. And that's how I made my decision about graduate school. And so you've got to be able to look out for all these kinds of opportunities to discover what it is that you really want to do. Formally, we call those values or career-related values. Do you want to work in an office? Do you want to get up early? Do you like to work from 11 to 4 in the morning? Those kinds of things. Do you need the stimulation that comes from being around people? All of those kinds of things are values, and you have to make decisions about them. Now, those are some pretty clear cases of interests, skills, and values if we're talking about somebody who's just graduating from high school or someone who's just graduating from college. But what if you're a person who's been laid off from a job you've had for a while? It may not be possible for you to get a similar job in a similar industry, and you may need some kind of upgrading of skills or some kind of perhaps radical retraining. But short of that, one of the things we want to do is to see if while you were in that other job, you have skills that are transferable to another job, maybe in a different field, at a different kind of company. That's the kind of thing you want to know before you go out into the job market and start to look. So again, it all starts with making a list. And it's a simple process of listing the job you had and the activities connected with it and the kinds of things that you did, and then translating those into job skills, into transferable skills, into things that you can take to another job. You can do it, and it sometimes will be very, very revealing how much you have learned from the other job that you can take somewhere else. Career self-assessment is important, and we're always talking about, there's sort of general agreement that if you have a job that goes along with your interests and your skills and your values, you're going to be able to find some kind of fulfillment. And in a world where jobs are scarce, you may need to adapt a great deal. But these are the things you need to do. You need the plan and the knowledge of yourself before you go out into the job market.